And the Masters of the Universe.
Hey, welcome to Saturday Shorties. Today we're visiting the original Masters of the Universe line with the OG bad guy. So meet Skeletor. This figure was released in 1982 with all original parts, though this isn't from the very first production run, which had slightly different paint applications. This is the final version one, if you will. And what's there to even say about such an iconic, well-beloved character and figure? Well, it looks kinda goofy. Most He-Man figures do, I'm sorry. The proportions, the muscles, those bow legs, it's just funny. Now, that doesn't mean I don't love it, I do, but this is the buffest skeleton in history. And yes, I know only his head is supposed to be like that, shut up. Also, nowadays, nobody looks twice at these toys. They're just He-Man figures. That's what they look like, and it's normal. It's like the Buffy effect, where at first a vampire slayer named Buffy is funny until it just becomes normal. The colors are great. Blue and purple with a black waist and a yellow and green skull with piercing red, eye sockets? Doesn't matter, it looks cool and evil. Detailing is pretty good for a 1982 action figure. He's got muscles for days and decent paint on the head. I like how they gave him sinister looking boots too. Articulation is limited, as was the style at the time. His head can move side to side but not up and down. His arms can rotate 360 degrees, but there's no elbow joint. His legs can rotate too, sorta, though they're on rubber so they spring back, and I wouldn't recommend messing with them too much as they'll get loose or even break. Also, no knee joint. His torso can move side to side and is spring loaded, but again, I'm not gonna mess with it too much as that can break too. On this one, it barely even works anymore. For accessories, well, two of them have been on full display all this time because I was afraid of damaging them by removing them. There's the belt that also protects his junk, always a good safety measure, and a harness that has a nice bone motif. He also has a ram head staff like everybody should, though this thing is really susceptible to being permanently bent out of shape due to age. Lastly, there's a cool looking sword. Well, half a sword really, as it's completely flat and featureless on one side. That's not Mattel being cheap. Well, it is, kinda, but it has a function, as it's supposed to be just half of a sword. The other half belonging to He-Man, and you could put the two together. Due to the molding of the hands, he can only grip one accessory. His left hand is open, and I do like the claws on it. And, thanks to the shape of the sword handle, he can still wield it, though it does look kinda weird that way. Overall, it's a goofy, iconic figure that I was happy to be able to talk about for a few minutes. For more information on Skeletor, there's wikis and stuff, go wild. And I have to say, it's definitely in my top 5 of best skeleton-related toys. Now, there's an idea. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
And the Masters of the Universe.